Hello and welcome to OctopusDo. I'm Christian Ross and this is my good friend, cat boss, Nero, here with you, and we're going to do some more chainmail today. Today's chainmail project is the Byzantine weave, and this is quite a popular weave. You'll see it in mainstream jewelry a lot, but it makes a really beautiful and easy chainmail pattern. So we're going to work on that today. If you've never worked with chainmail before, then check out the earlier videos that I did that start out with opening and closing jump rings and making a few simpler patterns. But if you are ready to go, then let's get started. The first thing that I want you to do is open and close several jump rings before we get started. So I'm taking my big rings here and I'm closing a few, just like that. Just pre-closing them. So my pink jump rings are going to be my closed jump rings for now. If you're working with several jump rings at a time, you're making a bracelet or a necklace, then you can spend a few minutes ahead of time and go ahead and open and close half of your jump rings so that when you start weaving, you can just keep going. Now my silver rings are going to be my open jump rings. When I'm making a chain, I like to have a safety pin or a different color ring or something like that to let me know which side is my beginning side and which one I'm continuing the weave. So I have a safety pin here that's going to be my start. So to that first link, I want you to take 2 of your closed jump rings. Just put them together. Don't make them go through each other or anything like that. And run them through the safety pin. So this is my beginning. I just have 2 jump rings right there. The next thing you do is you're going to add 2 open jump rings and close them. So 1 going through here and close it. Then 1 more going through just the pink rings. Don't go through the other silver ring, and close it. There we go. So now I have 2 rings going through 2 rings. Next thing you do, pick up 2 more open jump rings and add those to your chain. So there are my silver now closed jump rings, and then 1 and close it, and then 1 more and close it. So now on this chain that I'm working on, I have 2 rings, 2 rings, and 2 rings all together. Now here's where it gets tricky. I'll go through this a couple of times so you can see what I'm talking about. So what you do is you grab the first set of 2 rings and the second set of 2 rings. This third set of 2 rings, you're going to split them and have them go in different directions. Hello, Nero. Have 1 go that way, 1 go this way. So they're just laying here on top of your hands. Okay. Then, with those 2 just laying there on top, what you need to do is going down through these middle rings, and you're picking up the back side of the 2 that you just flipped over. So basically, you split this here. So split and grab the back side. So I'll show you that again. Right, you've got 3 links here, 3 sets of links. Grab the bottom 2 and you split the top 2. So one goes that direction, one goes that direction. Then you take the middle ones and you open them up like so and grab the back side of the ones that you split. And it makes this little figure, makes an open container sort of weave. Now, to get that to stay, you need to add 2 more open jump rings. So I've got the silver one here. And I close it. And I add 1 more silver one through here and close it. This is really all there is to this Byzantine weave. Everything here on out is just repetition. So you have these 2 closed rings. The next step would be to add 2 more jump rings. So I've taken the silver ones here. I add 1 right there. And close it. Add 1 more and close it. So in my chain, I've got my cage, 2 jump rings and 2 jump rings. So I need 2 more. Close that and close this one. So coming off of my cage here, I have the cage, I have 2 closed jump rings, 2 and 2. So I'm going to repeat that process that I did before of taking the top and splitting, going that way and going that way. Then I split the next level down and pick up the back side of the first ones I split. That makes another cage. You see where we're going with this? So to keep that cage open, I take an open jump ring and close it. And another one and close it. And there we go. So the next step would be to add 2 more, then 2 more. Here's where those pre-closed jump rings are going to come in handy, because you can actually do 2 steps at once. So I'm going to grab my 2 closed jump rings that happen to be being kept warm by my friend Nero here. I have 2 closed jump rings, and I'm coming back in with an open jump ring, and I grab those 2 with that open one. And then I add this unit here to my chain. There we go. And close that. So right now that gives me my cage, 2 jump rings, 1 jump ring, and the 2 closed ones. Well, you need 2, 2, and 2, so all I have to do is go back in here and just add another jump ring next to the single one. So come in here, and run that through, and close it. There we go. So now I have the 2, 2, and 2. So the next step, again, split those the opposite directions. Open that up and grab the back side of the ones that I split. And that gives me the cage. Now, so with loose rings like these, sometimes your chain will flip over and do odd things. So all you have to do to really get everything straightened out is to just kind of flip it around, and those rings will go back to where they're supposed to. That's really all there is to the Byzantine weave. Just continuing that pattern, you do 2, 2, and 2, then flip. 2, 2, 2, flip. 2, 2, 2, flip. That's all that pattern is. And so it's really a very simple one, and having that flip in there makes it really neat texturally. So I'm going to show you with regular size jump rings. The rings I used for this project are 20 gauge, and the inside diameter size is 15/64. Okay, I have my safety pin to get started, and I'm taking 2 closed jump rings and putting them on my safety pin. The next thing is to add 2 more jump rings. So I'm grabbing my pliers here, and I take an open jump ring and just run it through the 2. And I'll close it. And then one more. So I have 2 and 2. Then 2 more go to the end of that. 2, 2, and 2. Then we do the flip. All right, so 2, 2, and 2, and I'm going to take the ones at the end here and flip them. So that one goes that way, and that one goes that way. That leaves the second row down. You have to split like that, and then reach in and grab the back side of the 2 that you just flipped. So I'm using my bent chain nose pliers here to grab that. Okay. And then I'm just going to add 2 jump rings through that path. So that's 1, and I need to do 1 more. And there you go. That's all it takes. You just repeat everything from this point on, adding 2 more, then 2 more, and flipping. So 2, 2, 2, flip, 2, 2, 2, flip. And that's all it takes. So I'll show you what that looks like on our finished piece. See if you can see that pattern just. You end up with 2 connecting rings in between each cage. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, and you can click on notifications after that to learn when new videos come out. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like and leave me a comment below. If there are any chainmail weaves that you want to learn or having any problems with, then just list those below and we'll see what we can do to work them all out together. But I hope you enjoyed the Byzantine project, and now that you know, go make something.